While I let the other background dry, I want to show you what you can do to make your background around the animal that you drew. So for my bat, I want him to be inside a cave, but I want the opening to the cave to be right here, and I want it to come outward. And then I want to do like jagged, kind of like rocks going up, around, and in. And then I'm just going to make some jagged squiggles going outward from the cave. All right. So now I'm going to add watercolor all the way around the outside to add a dark layer of black with my black watercolor paints. And I'm going to mix in some brown and some kind of a purpley, neutral purple color to make it look kind of like the inside of a cave. Because the inside of the cave, the rock is sometimes kind of brownish, kind of orangey, depending on the type of rock it's made out of. So I wanted to give it that dark, shadowy look, but I also wanted to give it kind of like a natural rock color. So once I finish coloring in all of my cave and darkening it up, I'm going to go into the middle part, the opening of the cave, to create the outside. So I'm just going to finish up with my paint. And oh yeah, I was adding some little shadows here just to try to make it look a little bit more 3D. So I didn't do too much, just a couple little dabs here and there. So now I'm going to take my pencil and outline my moon. I colored it in with my white crayon. I didn't end up painting it, but if you were going to watercolor paint, using your white crayon will help keep the moon nice and bright and white. So here I'm doing a little clay kind of sandy entrance into the cave, like a little cliff outside of it. And now I'm using my Sharpie to add some texture there and to add like a little mountain top in the background and some pine tree tops. So I used my Sharpie for that. I'm going to go back in with my black crayon and color in my trees, the shadows of the trees. And I decided to just use crayon to color everything in. I kept my strokes really close together, so there's very little white area. It's mainly all color. And I went around all my details, colored really completely. I added a couple of shades of green, tried to kind of darken it up a little bit, add a little bit of shadow in there with my black crayon. And then for the sky, I decided actually to color it with my black crayon because it came out so nice and dark, and it was kind of a challenge to get that darkest color with the watercolors, even though I was using a black watercolor. So using my black crayon, I was able to fill in the night sky that you could see from the entrance of the cave. So even though bats are supposed to be awake at night, this little bat looks like he was sleeping late. So the night sky is finished. I went just back and added little tiny details, and that's the finished drawing. So you can either do the background by itself and cut out your animal and glue it on there, or you can easily do it around it. And you can see here I used crayon and watercolor. Either one worked great, or you can use a combination of materials. So good luck and have fun. Thanks.